Okay, so this is gonna be mostly for YouTube. Say hi to YouTube, the chat. Alright, so we're gonna be doing like a final review of the Deadlands DLC patch notes. I'm not really gonna go too in depth. I'm gonna try to make it as sweet and short as possible. So yeah, we are currently doing this or reviewing this on the 1st of November. I know somebody's gonna ask in chat or comments, like,
Damn,
when is it gonna come to console? And it's coming to console on the 16th of November. And thanks for subbing your Prime, Lathrin. Appreciate that. Alright, so we're gonna kind of just scroll down the list. I'm only gonna hit the important points, and a lot of the important points have actually been covered already by me in different videos or in different posts on the ESO University website. So if you kind of want a summary of like class changes or how the Armory System exactly works, or the new proc set cooldown rule, which, you know, I'll kind of get into as well, then it's all also on ESO University. And if you have any questions, I'll also answer them as I go. Can I play Back 4 Blood while going back this? No. Alright, so yeah, we got 3 new craftable sets. I've played around with a couple of these on PTS. Personally, I think Deadlands Demolisher is going to be interesting. You know, Bash, not a lot of people are talking about Bash. I should have made the video about Bash, but at the same time, no one's really talking about it, so I'll talk about it right here. Bash has been buffed. The cost of bashing went down, the damage of bashing went up, and of course there's like sets and skills such as the Pummeling Goliath ultimate from Necromancers that complement bashing builds are there. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see in PvP, but also I think it'll be fun to use in PvE, you know what I mean? But anyway, Wretched Vitality, it's a sustained set. Iron Flask, you know, I would say this is kind of useless. Some people are saying combine this still with Clever Alchemist for PvP, but, you know, PvP being dead, I don't really give a shit about PvP. So, I'm sorry. But let's keep going. Eye of the Grasp. For PvE, it's useless. I mean, it's absolutely useless. Eye of the Grasp. It's okay. I mean, it's a 5-piece set for 7 ultimate every 5 seconds. Or almost every 5 seconds. Could be interesting to use on specific scenarios. Am I gonna make a video about Bash? Potentially. Yeah. And yeah, that's something not a lot of people kind of thought about either. The cost of Bash going down is going to affect how well you can keep up martial knowledge, or rather keep your stamina pulled low enough for martial knowledge. Alright, I'm going to go over Hexo's Ward. Hexo's Ward, critical chains, weapon spell damage, critical chains, blah blah blah. Dealing crit damage gives you a damage shield. That's it. Every 6 seconds, one occurs once every 7 seconds. So 1 second delay between each proc, potentially. This set, I really like this set. I actually made a double ice staff tanking build with this set, and it's really good. Actually, it's really nice because actually, you know, the 3-piece bonus, a lot of people look at this, a lot of tanks will look at this and say this is kind of useless, but I made it work with my double ice staff idea. I already have, wait, I don't know if it's already here. I already had the build posted with a unfinished thumbnail for now on the ESU website, and I'll upload a video guide for the build after the patch notes, or after the stream. So I really enjoyed the build. I really worked on it for a couple weeks there. Alright, so let's keep going. Armory System, and I'll skip this because I can go over it in the game, but Armory System, hooray. I mean, I think you guys, if you follow me on YouTube or whatever, you know my thoughts on it, my feelings about it, so I'm not going to get into it. New Mythics. I'll be shortly grinding for the Spotter of Ruin. I'm not really too interested as an endgame raider in Markin Ring of Majesty or Balharz's Band, but to say that they're not useful is obviously not true. To an extent, Markin Ring of Majesty can probably use in PvP. Balharz's Band, you know, a lot of people think this is going to be useful for werewolves or something in PvP, whatever. They did nerf the damage of light attacks from like 1300 to 900 because they were afraid that we were going to just use the one mythic here to increase our PvE DPS rather than, you know, make a build with it or center around it. But yeah, let's keep going. Map updates. Yeah, you know, dark anchors or dolmens and sky shard icons will appear on your map now. Great for console players. Music options, new PvP emote. This is pretty much the only content PvP is getting. So, combat and gameplay, Rock Grove trial. Okay, this is gonna be interesting to see how progression teams and raid teams in general will handle boss A. We kind of already know how it's gonna be handled. For those of you wondering, I mean, since the healers don't have to really focus themselves as much anymore, they just have to focus on the off tank because Mistform is gone. Remember, Mistform is, you know, destroyed. If I have to go back here, there's like a video I made on it. Where is it? Yeah, Mistform's gone. You can't use Mistform anymore. Oh, you can use it. You just won't mitigate any source of PvE damage or like NPC damage. You only be able to mitigate player source damage. So it's still useful for PvP. And a lot of people kind of missed the point of the video. A lot of people are blaming us, like the endgame raiders, for getting it nerfed or whatever, getting it like removed from PvE. It's not because of us at all. But you know, that's easier than It's easier to say that than to think critically for even 5 seconds why they removed it. But yeah, bossing nerfed to a degree, but the add dots are still there, so the Octane will just have to kind of hold block, mitigate it, and also get healed by the healers, and that's pretty much all you can do. That's really it. You know? Okay, exploration itemization, whatever. I'm gonna skip a lot of this. Asylum. Yeah, they are adding, they're kind of nerfing Lothus, because he will no longer cast a mechanic once he's at 0 health. But once he's queued for it, now he'll just not do it. It'll be kind of interesting to see how the timer is gonna be. Like, is he gonna do? I mean, he should probably do the same thing, right? We'll see. I don't know. Scale color peak, whatever. I'm gonna keep going. Nerf Bloodroot Forge. Laramar Slog. So Lincoln no longer be targeted by pets. They finally fixed that shield bug where if you had a shield active, and even if you did block his Fustroda, you still get knocked back. Ruins of Mazatoon, there's a visual fix. Cool. Mob Lord Cottage Try, and this is a huge thing. This is a huge thing. Join encounter in progress, and not just Mob Lord Cottage, but also in Veteran Halls of Fabrication, also in a lot of other instances, and they'll continue to add this thing. This is also a huge thing because, you know, carries, but also it's also a huge thing because it's gonna help progression groups a lot. I mean, the days of waiting around for someone to walk back to the current boss fight, that's horrendous. It only appeared in the newer trials, I believe, post Kind's Aegis. Or actually, sorry, post Elsewhere with Sunspire. And yeah, we got some more stuff here for the 2 new dungeons last patch. Yeah, nothing really changed in terms of the core updates. You know, like crit damage cap is still 125%. And I think this is okay. I think a lot of people are kind of modding over nothing. Or not nothing, but like... Because it's not really this change that's got me concerned. It's a couple other accessory things on the side that I'm still a little worried about. But we'll see. We'll test some shit now that everyone has the patch, rather than going to PTS and trying to get a PTS group. But yeah, crit damage cap, not gonna go over it again because, you know, I covered it in the video. Yeah, this is the bash. These are the bash changes. So they basically made it so you can bash faster. You can now bash up to 3 times per second rather than maybe 2. And then they reduced the cost to 765 stam, down from 1889. That's huge. That's such a huge sustained boost to bash. That's insane. 1889 stam down to 765. The damage now scales on the mixture of your physical and spell resistance plus 1 extra damage. This is kind of weird to me because I think they're trying to encourage like tanky bruisers that just bash. Because the damage of the bash now scales off of your resistances, not your weapon damage, not your spell damage, not your max stam, not your max mag or your health, it's resistances. And yes, yeah, martial knowledge, yeah, that's, again, I don't think you can keep up martial knowledge uptimes more easily now when the cost of bash going down. So that's something MK users martial knowledge users have to figure out, right? Probably gonna be roll dodge or something, or hold block cast. I don't know what's gonna happen there. I think we're also, I don't know, I think we're gonna see, because of this and other changes, a return of the MK Zen healer for various reasons. So yeah, I think this is going to contribute to MK potentially moving back to the healer, depending on the comp. We'll see. Because at a certain point, if you have to roll dodge as a DPS during the fight, I don't know if min-maxers or raiders would even like that. We'll see. It depends on the group. But anyway, yeah, lots of class changes and base skill changes to a degree. You know, again, if you want to have a summary of it, it's all here. All class changes for update 32. Literally summarized. Yep. And DK got a lot of great buffs. I'm just kind of curious about Stam DK, Necromancer, and well, every class except Nightblade and Dragon Knight didn't really get much. It's a DK / Nightblade patch, to be honest, in terms of how much stuff they got. But to be fair, Templar got quite a lot of stuff for the past 2 to 3 patches, in my opinion. Warden and Sorcerer and Necromancer have kind of been mostly the same for the past 2 to 3 patches. Did Sorc get anything? Yeah, Sorc got one thing this patch. Lightning Splash was fixed, where the base ability was ending too soon and missing an extra tick of damage. I don't understand why they don't do this for the morph of Liquid Lightning. Doesn't Liquid Lightning have this issue? You know what I mean? But whatever. Alright. Medium armor, evasion. Fix an issue where casting this ability. Yeah, okay. Vampire. Again, this is the Mistworm thing. And here's how they explain it. I don't like the explanation. Doesn't make sense. But I mean, to a degree it makes sense, but I don't know, dude. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Pain's Refuge. This was quite easy to get, really. So now they want to do 2% for every 2 negative effects. So you have to have 2 negative effects on you rather than 1 negative effect to have 1% damage mitigation. So that's a bit of a nerf. Not like horrendous, but it's still a nerf. Okay, Shield Master. Okay, yeah, that's fine. They fix some issues. Let's keep going. And these are like the item sets where they talk a lot about hybridization of item sets. So basically, any item set that has these bonuses have been touched. So instead of an item set giving you just spell damage, it's going to give you weapon and spell damage. Instead of an item set that gives you just physical penetration, it's going to give you both physical and spell penetration. Instead of just crit rating for mag DPS, it's going to give you crit rating for stam and mag DPS. Max stam, max mag, and recovery stats are not touched. And certain portions of 5-piece sets, like Boss A's Mania, are not touched for various reasons. But yeah, they talk about this a lot here. I'm not really going to go over every specific item set. There are, I think Skinny made a video covering the best DPS item sets, so you can go look at that. And I covered the Proxec rule, the new Proxec cooldown rule, I don't know, change. I try to explain it as best or as simply as I can, but basically, it just means like specific sets, and this is the list of specific sets, by the way. And Stormfist is not included anymore from week 1, so Stormfist is out. But anyway, these specific sets here will have a 1-second delay before activating after another set is activated. And of course, the order in which you equip these sets will affect in what order they could potentially proc. If you look at this list here, it's interesting because it's not going to affect really PvE at all much. You know what I mean? I mean, this is mostly PvP focused. Because that was what, this is why they did it. They did it because of PvP. Because everyone could line up, you know, Basher and two-hander with a burst, a couple other burst proc sets and kill somebody in like one shot, basically. Or less than 2 seconds, so. There you go. That's a PvP focus change. Okay. And item traits, a lot of people are, I should have made a video on this too, but I just don't have the time right now. But a lot of people are sleeping on this. I'm gonna tell you right now. A lot of people, and if you're watching this stream or watching this video, you need to pay attention to this trait. Charged is really good now. It's not just for mag DKs now, it's for it's for, you know, other classes. So do not sleep on this. It is not a shit trait anymore. It is not a one build trait anymore. It is literally so strong. You need to look into this, okay? But yeah, let's see. Chaotic Whirlwind. It now grants a stack of Whirlwind, Chaotic Whirlwind for 5 seconds after casting Whirlwind while in combat, granting 5%. So they completely reworked this. This is the dual wield from Asylum Sanctorium. And I don't know if it's like useful or useless or not. I think this is more for like PvP, really. And this change right here for the Asylum Destruction Staff, it's useless. It's useless now. Because, okay, I mean, not useless now, but it's just a useless change, excuse me. So, imagine this, okay? You live in the tent in the middle of the woods. Okay? And, you know, concentrated force set, that's the tent. But you want to slap a solar panel on top of the tent for no fucking reason. It won't do anything. That's basically what this change is. It's a nice change, but the set itself is dog shit. So, yeah, whatever. Well, you know. So for those of you who keep asking, is Asylum Staff back? It's not back. It's just whatever. It's just poop dressed in glitter and shit. What classes will benefit most from charge now? A couple of Stam and Beyond Mag DK from PTS parses. I've seen other classes use it, even Sword to a degree. And it's typically on like dual wield setups too. But again, don't sleep on it. The 5-piece bonus, okay, well, whatever. They added this 165 weapon and spell damage to the 5th-piece bonus for Waved Arena. And the Waved Arena 5-piece set bonus is basically reduce the cost to break free, from the top of my head, like by 40%. So, yeah, that's it. And almost a succession. Kind of still useless, still, you know, whatever. And you know, there's a Parabellum is a noteworthy change because it's like it only gave you a shield when you were not like taking damage, from what I recall. It's useless, right? But they changed it to where it grants you a damage shield for 6 seconds when you deal damage with a 6-second cooldown. They really love these like shield sets, man. I don't know. They're all basically the same, just with different shield strengths or different values of shields and different cooldown values. That's it. They're all the same. Parabellum and that new set, Hexo's Ward, Ice Heart. It's like it's all the same. It's all the same. Worm, no spell damage now because they wanted to match her scenes where it's all stam recovery instead of having 1-piece weapon damage. Monster sets. Just a heads up. Apparently, from people testing it in trials right now, Dami House and Grothdar do not hit the dragon hitboxes in Sunspire, or at least Lachesty's. So I don't know what's going on with the dragon hitboxes in Elsewhere or Sunspire. You know what I mean? And there's like no, and this confirms, I mentioned this because this confirms I'm not crazy. Okay, I'm not crazy. Back in 2018, when they pushed like 2-3 patches, right? I told them, like, hey, did you guys like change the hitbox of Olms? And they were like, no. And I was like, you definitely, I mean, something definitely changed because Olms' hitbox was, it just like grew to the size of the universe, man. Like, and I can feel it. I can feel the hitboxes. And people say, oh, you're fucking crazy. How can you feel something in the game? I can feel it. And this confirms my suspicions. Even if they don't mean to change the hitboxes get broken or changed. Because now we know the Sunspire Dragon hitboxes aren't working properly. Because Dami House isn't even hitting the dragons anymore. Or Grothar's not even hitting the dragons anymore. Zan, I don't know if people have tested Zans yet. That'd be hilarious though if Zan's worked on the hitboxes of the dragons now. But I'm assuming it's not working. So, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Anyway. They hybridized Dami House as well. That's like one of the various sets they've kind of hybridized in terms of their 5-piece. Again, I mentioned things like Alkash and Boss's Mania and a few other sets that did not have their 5-piece bonuses hybridized. Probably for balancing reasons. Let's see. They fixed Gaze of Sithis. Dark Convergence was nerfed. I have no idea why people commenting on my YouTube videos like kept saying they're never gonna nerf Dark Convergence. I mean, they nerfed it week 1 PTS. I don't know why they didn't nerf it with Hrothgar's Chill. You know what I mean? But whatever. But yeah, Dark Convergence is nerfed. Yay. Deadly Strikes was nerfed, down from 18% to 15%. Morag Tong, some issues were fixed, it now proc off some things like Acid Spray, which I think is pretty huge for stam DPS comps now. Plague Break. They're like kind of in the middle with this one. This is for PvP. The Harbinger, Wrath of the Imperium was also slightly changed, updated. Sororia now only procs off of light attacks and heavy attacks, rather than any source of single target direct damage. That's cool, I guess. This encourages more people to light weave or heavy attack or something. Other than that, there's a bunch of other things that we can kind of delve into in the game, rather than just looking at the patch notes. But that's pretty much it. Most of the core changes with week 1 PTS are here to stay. Most of the core stuff with the mythics from week 2, week 1, most of the stuff with the crit damage cap, the hybridization of sets, they're all here to stay, at least until they change their minds again in like 1 year. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the final review of the PTS patch, or not PTS, for the live Deadlands DLC patch notes, or update 32. Yep.